Let's bring in former LA GOP Vice Chair Siaka Massaquoi and attorney and RNC surrogate Mehek Cook. Thank you both for coming on. The final report, as you might have heard there, Siaka, is 132 pages. It is really detailing the mistakes, the horrible management, the infrastructure problems they had. It says in the New York Times, quoting here, a nearly 4-decade-old dispatch system hampered communications. Emergency workers were spread thin by staff shortages. That included more than 900 sheriff's department vacancies. Digital warnings had to go through a cumbersome approval process and failed to get through to many people's cell phones, possibly impeded by power shutoffs and spotty cellular coverage in mountain areas. I mean, all we hear, Siaka, is things like climate change. I mean, why don't we forget the hysteria and get back to the basics, like getting ready to fight fires, fight crime, etc.?
You know, you're 100% right, Trace. And we have to also get to a point where these elected officials have to be held accountable. I mean, we've seen homelessness run crazy in L.A. and all over California, as well as crime. And now we're finding out that the bare necessities that they can do, like having water be accessible during fire season in one of the wealthiest areas in not just California, but the country. What are you guys paying taxes for at this point in California? And how are these elected officials able to get away with taxing like crazy, which to me, I think is going somewhere else, and turn around and go, oops, I don't know how we did this. We need more money. Like even in that report, we're going to need more money. No, let's just find what happened to the money that was supposed to be used already. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It really is crazy. That's the whole thing. They're still making mistakes to this day. The rebuild is so slow because it's bureaucracy, layers of bureaucracy. Meantime, moving on, here's President Trump, Mehek Cook, on Gaza. He said the following.
Looking like we have a deal on Gaza. I think it's a deal that will get the hostages back. It's going to be a deal that will end the war. It's going to be a deal it's going to be peace. I think we have a deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty confident about this deal. We haven't really got to the minutia of it. What do you think about the statement, Mehek?
Look, Trace, I can tell you that President Trump is a relentless leader when it comes to peace. Just look at his record. He's already brokered deals for 7 wars. He brokered a historic Abraham Accords, and now he's talking about returning the hostages home. And what I have to say is he's also enlisting former Prime Minister Tony Blair, who's familiar with the region. He's not telling the American people we're going in. He's actually telling the world, let Gaza rebuild and let it be peace, not only for Israelis, but for Gazans and our Palestinians as well. So I have full faith and confidence. This is the one thing that President Trump is going to do when he leaves office out of many. It's delivering peace in the Middle East.
For clarification, Siaka, we kind of combined a couple of bites here. We put the president with Vic Bajaj, who we had on last night, talking about the James Comey indictment. It gives kind of a clear picture of what this is all about. Play this, and we'll get your thoughts on the other side.
I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats. Because Comey essentially was he's worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey. But no, there'll be others. Look, that's my opinion.
You can bet your bottom dollar that this grand jury did not say, hey, let's just take a leap of faith and indict a former FBI director.
I mean, you're talking about a Virginia grand jury, and Vic makes a very good point there. Listen, they're not just indicting because they feel compelled to indict. There's a reason they indicted, Siaka.
I don't know if you guys hear that, but I think you hear the chickens are coming home to roost. So here we are, and I'm glad they brought up the grand jury, because I've heard before that these things don't happen willy-nilly, that the grand juries are almost like they're the steel man, right?
Yeah,
so now we're hearing them saying they're going after his political opponents, and I'm like, no, there's a grand jury involved. And I found it very interesting that the first person to be indicted got indicted for the exact same thing that he bragged setting up General Flynn for. So, you know, his turnabout is fair play. And so I always like to say how the turntables have turned.
I wanted to get you, I'm going to have another question for you, Mehek, but 15, 20 seconds. I wanted to get you this question as well. What do you think about the Comey indictment and all this meltdown on the left, like, oh, this is right? What do you think?
Trace, I think the left just hates the word accountability. And I think this is the match that's going to light Washington on fire. And this is the beginning, because this DOJ under Biden not only weaponized the DOJ against President Trump, they lied and perjured themselves, as Comey did to Congress, but they also went against the American people. So President Trump is actually standing up for all Americans when he says accountability and the rule of law is back. There's no more two-tier justice system.
I want to get this on, too, because this is Trump's reception today at the Ryder Cup. I want to play this video. Listen to the chants. This is kind of an all play as well. Mehek, you first. I mean, does it feel like patriotism is rising to you?
Patriotism is not only rising, this is happening in New York City as a man named Mamdani is trying to take over. President Trump and all the patriots are standing up and saying, we're still here and we're ready to fight for the soul of America in New York City, might I add.
What do you think, Siaka?
Yes, it's on a rise. And, you know, to my Democrat friends out there, if you can get over your TDS, trust me, man, you can at least enjoy the funniest president we've ever had. Come on, guys. At least you get a laugh.
Yeah. Note to Jimmy Kimmel. He's funny. Siaka, Mehek,
yes,
thank you
is.
both.
Without all those writers.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.